Well, you know what, Skip? I'm not one to like to disagree with Mr. Cowboy Troy. But here's the thing. I'm going to need him to define really special. Winning the crappy East, winning a playoff game, winning the Super Bowl, how special? Because we use that term, Skip, we use that term very loosely. It's kind of like we use great and we use GOAT. We use special very, very loosely. I need how special? Because let this sink in for us. America's team. I mean, ain't nobody, when Troy was playing, ain't nobody talking about no special. It was Super Bowl or bust. Ain't nobody talking about, oh, they might win a division. Oh, they might win a playoff game. It was Super Bowl or bust. That's how far we've come. In 25 years, you win 3 playoff games. You say, you know what? This thing has the making of being something special. Wow. I never heard that from New England talking about, oh, we got a chance to do something special. That should be the standard. When you won championship, that should be the standard.
Okay.
Far cry from where you used to be. Right now, they're not better than the Rams, Bucks, Cardinals, or Packers. All Packers, all in the NFC. Not so sure if they can get healthy, they're better than the 49ers.
So but 5th best in the NFC?
What part about that did you...
After you picked them to finish 3rd in the least?
Hold on.
That's special, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Let that sink in for a second. In the worst division in football, they got a chance to win that division.
Yeah, you should let that sink you. Yeah.
And now, you saw all the power rankings. Tell me the power rankings that have the Cowboys in the top 10.
Yep.
There ain't none of them. Dak playing great. Dak QBR, 52. Is that good? Now, I noticed you haven't mentioned QBR this year. You love that stat. That's your...
I mentioned it a lot.
No. Oh, no, you haven't. You haven't... That's your... When it comes to sports, there's the actual Bible, the King James Version. There's that Bible, and then there's the QBR. They're running to the football, and when they're getting there, they're putting hats on football. They're getting the football out. And when the ball touches their hands, they're coming down with it. So I will concede that. But they still giving up 300 yards, 400 yards passing at will. So I'm going to need to see a little bit more before I say division. I don't see special. I see a team that wins in the division. And teams that win the division don't get labeled special.
Okay. Allow me to tell you why I love Troy Aikman speaking about my Dallas Cowboys.
Because he's speaking good about your Dallas Cowboys.
No, because he is painfully objective about my Dallas Cowboys. When they stink, he will say they stink stronger than anybody out there will say it. Case in point, do you remember that fateful Thursday night game down the stretch the week after Thanksgiving in 2019? As Dak Prescott was unraveling right before your very eyes at Chicago against the Bears, a team that I thought they could beat. Jerry admitted afterward that on the flight up, the coaches are all telling him, we got this one, right? You don't got this one. That was the night Zeke ran for 30 yards and waved out of the game. I'm gassed. I can't go. And I told you, Eric Dickerson is saying, feed me at that point. I'm taking it home because that's what great backs do. That was the first sign of Emmett is no longer on a great arc, right?
You mean Zeke is not on the great.
I'm sorry, Zeke, yes. So after that game, in the postgame, Troy Aikman said this live on Fox. That was a Fox telecast. And if we could see this, I'm going to read the whole quote to you. This is how scathing Troy can be on my Dallas Cowboys and his. I don't know how you come back from this. I really don't. They got embarrassed in that game. I don't know how you sell that if you're Jason Garrett or Jerry Jones or anyone. When you have a performance like that to say, hey, but we're still alive, we'll go play this week against the Rams, and it's all right out in front of us. I don't think the players hear that. I wouldn't want to hear it if I were them. And this is on the players as much as it's on the coaches. They've got to be better. I'm not sure I'd even talk to the team this week. I'd just say, let's go play next week, and you guys figure it out. It was scathing. It was shocking. I brought it up sitting in this chair to you the next day. I said, we just hit bottom. Because one of the greatest quarterbacks in our history just sat live on TV and said, this is completely unacceptable.
But, Skip, did he need to see I guess he needed to see him up close and personal. I had been telling you, a catfish will always be on the bottom. You had been on the bottom all year.
Well, not after the first 3 games. We weren't against garbage teams. Remember, we got the Giants at home. We went to Washington. Then we got the lowly Dolphins, maybe the worst team in the NFL, at home.
And you were feeling
Dak
good.
QBR'd all 3 of them to death and was leading the league in QBR at 91 after 3 games.
And everybody was thinking, this is going to be a special season.
Nobody said that. I did not say that because that was discounting quality of opponents at that point.
No, I discounted them.
And then they go to New Orleans and they lose to Teddy Bridgewater 12-10.
Yeah.
Then they go up to the Jets and they lose 24-22, your favorite all-time Cowboy loss, as you were screaming your lungs out till you lost your
Sam
voice.
Darnold did that?
Yeah, Sam Darnold. He did do that. He threw a party in the first half. Remember that? And then they end up going to New England and losing 13-9 and going to Chicago and just stinking it up and stinking at home against Buffalo and then going, they still had a chance. The last game, they go to Philly for all the marbles of the least and they stink. And they lose 17-9. It was, and Dak overthrows Tavon Austin in the last series. It could have been a touchdown with a 2-point conversion that could have sent it to overtime, right? And Troy had basically said, I've seen enough of that.
Yeah, I've been seeing it.
Which is why this is pleasantly shocking to me that Troy went all the way to special. He went all the way to, I think they can be a great team, a really special year, he said. And I'm taking it to my bank.
Okay, but here's the thing, Skip. Normally special year for the Cowboys. When Troy, if I would have asked Troy when he was playing, what's special, Troy? Super Bowl. Now, if you ask Troy what's special.
I would tell, again, we don't have him right here to hold his feet to the fire. But I think he would say if they can get and stay healthy, because they got a bunch of players who are going to come back, right? If they get remember all the players who are still out there? DeMarcus Lawrence is going to come back in, I don't know, 3 or 4 more games. Neville Gallimore is going to come back. He's disruptive. Keanu Neal's in COVID. He's going to come back this week. And Kelvin Joseph, their second-round pick, the corner out of Kentucky via LSU, he's going to come back, and he'll contribute some. Lyle Collins will come back at right tackle. Michael Gallup will come back and make them as deep a receiving core as any team this side of Tampa.
But you told me yesterday when I said if the Lakers stay healthy, they're going to be the last team standing. You say, oh, you gave yourself a little escape hatch. So you giving yourself a little escape hatch? It's talking about if they stay healthy?
Well, I mean, football's way different than basketball because
health is still an issue.
I know, but the injury gods in football just dictate the outcome every year.
It's like it did last year in basketball when James Harden and Kyrie, with Anthony Davis and LeBron.
It was a bad year for basketball.
And Kawhi, you said yourself, Kawhi hadn't got hurt.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I'll give you that disqualifier, that caveat. But again, I think Troy is seeing a potential shocking Super Bowl team. That's what he's saying is that they could get on a roll because what was his first point? That they can score so many different ways that every time they have the football, you think they're going to go score.
What about the Rams?
Am I right?
What do we see with the Rams?
Okay.
Can they score as easily as the Rams?
I do not discount the Rams. I mean, obviously, yes, they're way more proven. Matt Stafford's way more proven than Dak Prescott is. But Dak Prescott is in a serene space right now, and I told you after Hard Knocks, that's a different guy. And he's only completing 78% of his passes, which is only leading the National Football League.
He's throwing the ball from here to that wall, so he should.
Well, I told you, I showed you the 44-yarder that opened the game against the Eagles to my man C.D. Lamb,
Even with that completion, he's 14th in yards for a attempt.
Would you believe that my Thunder and Lightning running back combination is now 4th in the league in rushing behind the usual suspects of Baltimore and Cleveland and Tennessee? Obviously, it's 4th? You're kidding me. We can run the ball down people's throats, and Dak is completing 78%. That is difficult to defend. And you're
going to be completing 78% by the end of the year?
Well, obviously, that would be a historic pace, right? Okay, we are taking the ball away the way nobody is. We're leading the league in takeaways, and we're leading the league in turnover differential. So we're not giving it away, and we're taking it away.
Matthew Stafford,
that's a good sign. I know it's early, but it's a great sign.
NFC Player of the Month doesn't give it away. Oh, that was Cooper Kupp. I mean, he was a Ram, but Stafford doesn't give it away.
Okay, we're not talking about Stafford. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys as a dark horse Super Bowl team.